Good afternoon, Tom, and welcome to the International Training and Research Center. I'm Coach Lou Marquez for the ITRC. Thanks for coming out and being part of our lesson plan today. As we get started, you've gone ahead and done a report session with cats, and we got some good information from the cats, some good numbers that we wanted to look at. And now we need to work on control of your breakpoint down lane. I think that's the biggest detriment that's going on with your technique. And you mentioned something about working on, controlling your swing and controlling your approach and just kind of getting better at hitting the targets. So let's take a look at the front and the back together. We're going to bring these up on a bigger screen here, and let's take a look at your setup and your start. So, in my observation and watching some key elements here, your physical game, very sound, very solid right here. Your setup is pretty good. Back angle here, leaning slightly to the right, leaning athletically to the forward. Knees are bent, right foot back. Great step, great setup. Just no need to mess with that portion of it. What I do want to see is I actually like to see the ball a little bit more inside. From the back view camera, I really never like to see a bowling ball.
Okay.
So if we can kind of move it in, get it more underneath your head, I think that would be a good start. Okay, if we can kind of get it into about here, this would be a good position for you, so that we can work our push away to kind of become more straighter in this start. All right, so when we get moving, I like to see that ball kind of just drop straight through, right there. Okay, now that's our goal. That's our goal and direction. All right, let's take a look at what happens when we start moving. All right, so 5-step approach, walking out on the first step, great first step, love it. Okay, good size. Now as we take the next step, what do you see?
Drag.
Okay, dragging, but you see, if you watch the direction of your swing,
Very large crossovers.
very large crossover, right? Exactly. And watch the direction of your push away, right? So immediately it's going to go in to go down. Okay, right there. That idea is kind of abnormal in a way. We wanted to use it as a tool, but not as drastic as that. Okay, because that's going to start to reinvent and redirect the swing immediately. But it wasn't because you were able to push it that way. It was because you allowed your feet to allow you to get there.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
So what I mean by this is that when we take this large crossover step, you immediately are now shifting your body left completely. That inertia and movement is going to take your ball and move it that way in the backswing. Remember you talked about, hey, my ball is behind me? Yeah. So by you moving laterally left, you are creating the scenario for the swing to have to move in that direction and follow you. Okay? So in order to stop that, we've got to actually manage how much you cross over. Minimize it so that we can continue the direction of the swing straight versus our body shifting and moving. Okay? So what I'm looking for next is to really kind of back this out a little bit. I'd rather work on trying to get you to walk straighter. I think the ultimate goal for you would be, how do I get my left foot to kind of just follow this directional path, okay? And then just allow my second step, so this is the first step completed. This is the second step, only go to there.
Yeah.
That's as far as we want it to go. Okay, so
directly
it goes
in front of
we're directly in front. So the right heel is in front of the left toe, okay, and the right toe is angled out so that you can continue the motion with the left foot in a forward parallel direction. Okay? We don't want it wandering to the left excessively. And you kind of see it in the back view here. But when you get moving, it's a dead left motion, and then it just keeps on going left, and your swing just follows along. And then now we've got to redirect it and then try to get it back underneath us. So now the redirect creates that change of direction, drastic change of direction. And in this shot, this is where the ball went. It was going to the gutter.
Right. So that angle on the backswing up comes down and then
it wants to do that comfortably, doing that every time, and your body's trying to fight that. So we've got to eliminate that immediately, Tom, and get you to get your walk angles correct and get your swing to follow correctly. It isn't that you're not trying it, your feet won't allow you. Okay?
Yep.
So we got to like nip it in the bud, get it going in the right direction, and get that under control. And I think it's going to feel weird at first, but I think that it's going to be a major benefit for you because you were very accurate. And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
We had all the numbers that said, no, you should be averaging 220, 230. But your body said, no, not today.
And that's weird because I've always thought that I wasn't accurate, but it's more just a physics type thing.
It's a physics thing. Your body's fighting to control the direction. You got good balance in your shots. I mean, you post them up. I like it. There's a lot of things great that you go on. I don't see that there's a lot of problems here, other than the footwork.
Yeah.
And then that triggers the swing.
And it just off the start, it kills my momentum when I'm going this way.
Yeah, there's kind of like a little lag going on with your feet.
And so it becomes essentially like a 3-step approach.
Yes. So if we go back to the big view now, let's go to this one here. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's this movement here. It's not as fluid as we'd like it to be. See a little drag? Like you have to pick your right foot up to get it to go over? That drastically? That's just way too much effort.
Yeah.
And that could be the change in the timing. That little abrupt little, if it's not perfect, that's that one that you miss the timing sequence and it's a rifle shot off your hand.
Yep.
Do you feel that? Oh, shoot.
Exactly.
It just pushes, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, but everything else is going great. So we got to work on how much it crosses over, like we said, and then let the rest of the body incorporate it. Let's go to lane 13. We're going to work on it. There's some video up there that we can watch while we're going through the process of the change. But we're going to definitely concentrate on footwork first. And then once we get the footwork going right, then it's getting the swing to